trade shows today and tomorrow. Hi, I'm Ralph Henderson. I'm the host of the Global Supply Chain Marketing Group. Welcome. We're here today with Jefferson Davis, the president of the Competitive Edge. And Jefferson, you've been in exhibiting, training, educating for as long as I can remember, and I've been around for quite a while. And what I want to talk about today is a couple of things. One, we've gotten through the pandemic. We're now kind of on the other side of that. What do you think we've learned as far as exhibiting and doing trade shows, especially in the materials handling and supply chain space?
Well, it's interesting that the pandemic began at Modex in Atlanta. I think it was Friday the 13th of all days when it shut down. And I think what we learned there, Ralph, is that we need live face-to-face. We need this environment. Companies spent hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to create virtual shows, and the biggest and best show in America, the Consumer Electronics Show, failed at it. If they couldn't figure it out, I wouldn't think anyone could figure it out. So I think the big thing we learned from the pandemic is how valuable the gathering of the supply chain community is, and bringing our equipment and bringing our best minds and immersing. And so you see the energy on the show floor now. You see the traffic. I'm walking in here this morning. I could hardly get in. It was like going to a rock concert or something, and the energy is just through the ceiling. So yeah, we've learned that nothing replaces what we're doing here. That trade shows, I've always said, I believe they're your most effective marketing, sales, customer relationship management if you see them and you execute them properly.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And here we are at the ProMat 2025 show, produced by MHI, the industry that makes supply chains work.
Absolutely.
So we as supply chain brains certainly appreciate that. And now I believe we're seeing the growth, right? This is what some are arguing as the biggest ProMat ever. And as you know, it's been around from an attendee and exhibit perspective. So from your professional opinion, where are we and where are we going as it relates to shows in general?
So I think what's happening with shows right now, the energy's back, the excitement's back, but we're facing some headwinds right now. And the two biggest headwinds that we're facing is the cost to exhibit has increased. And from the exhibitor perspective, they feel like it has increased higher than the economic inflation rate. So we've got a headwind coming at us where the costs are up. And so everybody's grappling with how do they stay within budget? How do they get maximum value, right? So that's the first thing. We've got the costs which have gone up, and hopefully over the next, year or two, we're going to see maybe that's going to stabilize. Hope, right?
Yeah.
But the other thing that we're also seeing is there's more pressure for these exhibiting companies from senior management. Senior management is pressing them harder for where are we getting value. They're wanting to, because costs are higher, they're wanting to cost justify the investment.
Well, it is in a lot of cases, if not most cases in this industry, the lion's share of people's marketing budgets.
Yes.
I would caution people to look at that as far as what they're doing throughout the year, right?
Yeah.
And so as much as I love shows and I want us to invest in trade shows, I also want us to look at the rest of the year and the rest of the marketing. So help somebody who maybe is looking at this who is being challenged on the payback of how do I make this a year-long thing?
Yeah, that's a great one. Going from 3 days or 4 days to 365.
Right.
Yeah, and the biggest shift for that to happen, it's really a paradigm shift. I always say, the way you see trade shows is how it's going to turn out for you. And so the paradigm shift is from an event perspective, it's 3 or 4 days in Chicago or Atlanta, to a campaign perspective, it's 365. And so that means that we're not only bringing the energy to the show, but in the months leading up to the show, we're doing really good marketing to build awareness, build excitement for what's going to happen at the show. And equally important that we're leveraging what we do at the show after the show. So one of the most overlooked things that most companies can and should be doing but are not doing is what we're doing right here. is when they build these beautiful visitor experiences in the booth, and when they tear it down, it's gone. And I'm like, let's capture that like we're doing here on video, and we can extend the reach of our exhibit experience from, live here after the show. And the great benefit of that for us all is the more people see, man, I missed some incredible experiences. The more exhibitors do this and start capturing the energy, the excitement of the in-booth experience, and they get it out on social media, everywhere on their websites, the more we're going to create that FOMO, fear of missing out, in the attendee universe, where the attendees go, man, we have got to be at that show.
Which is a great way I want to wrap this conversation, and that is give us some encouragement going forward for what you're seeing and what we should be looking for.
So right now, again, the pressure is on controlling costs, but that's only part of the valve. I don't want companies to yin and yang only work with the yin. Let's just manage and cut costs. Equally important, we've got to really increase the value we're getting, and we've got to learn how to better measure and report the value, because most companies, beyond rudimentary things like what was our budget, were we over, under, how many scans or swipes did we get, how many customers did we meet with it, how many leads did we get, most companies beyond those rudimentary metrics have no real metrics. And so when senior management comes and starts pressing them, they have a hard time justifying in this industry where you have a lot of selling through integrators and dealers and distributors. And so people who are just relying on, well, it's only about the leads and we need to be able to close the loop on our leads. Many of them are never going to be able to close the loop on their leads. They're not going to be able to reach out a year from today, 2 years from today, 3 years from today and go, yeah, it was ProMat, 2025 here that made that deal.
Perfect.
So I think that's the thing. Yes, focus on cost control, but don't only focus on controlling costs. Focus on getting more value, measuring and reporting the value. Because senior management just wants to know two things. Is the time and the money that we're investing supporting our core business goals, yes or no? And if so, how? And they want to know, where are we getting value beyond cost? And I would submit it's the job of every exhibit manager today to see themselves as a value creator and a value measurer and a value reporter.
Perfect. This has been the Global Supply Chain Marketing Group. I'm Ralph Henderson, your host, and I've been talking to Jefferson Davis, the president of the Competitive Edge. Have a great show.